Good afternoon, Dana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I just thought I'll get an update video based on where we are at this point. So tell me what kind of stuff, a brief summary of your story before we started treatment and where we are now.
Well, I've had debilitating migraines. I've had migraines so severe that I've had to go to the hospital and get shots to help control them. I've just had several days lost due to just getting worn out from the pain of the migraines. And it's been going on for over 14 years.
Oh, okay.
And
tell me, you said lost days. How often would that happen?
well, it would change, you know, from month to
On
month.
an average.
But I kept record of them.
Oh, that's right. You kept a journal.
Yeah, I kept a journal. I've kept a journal for years, actually, just so that someone would know what type of medications I'd been taking to help control, you know, what was going on. And I was taking over-the-counter medications. I was taking the abortive medicine, Zomig, and then I would have to get Phenergan and other medications too sometimes.
This was prescribed by your neurologist?
Originally, it was prescribed by a neurologist, and then, long story, that person moved, and then I got a new person, and then I ended up getting my general practitioner to
maintain you on the medicine?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And we met you in September, or late August.
Late August.
Late
yes.
August of 2012. Right now is March of 2013.
Correct.
And tell me from there on.
I am so excited. I don't even, I was very skeptical at first just because I've tried so many things to get well and excluded things out of my diet, just so many things I've tried. And so I was wondering if I was reaching for straws and just trying for anything, but I am so much better.
Yeah, somebody you knew.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Dina Hand is someone that I've worked with, and we both live in the same area.
St. Joe, Missouri.
Yes, and she and I talked, and she knew I had had migraines, and she was sharing with me her story, you know, of some of her treatment, and she said, you know, Dana, I think that you really should go see Dr. Raman. You know, he'll be honest and let you know if he can treat you or not.
She's the one that had was diagnosed with fibromyalgia at 13 years and so on.
Yeah, a lot of complications. Yeah,
Right,
she's
right.
had a lot going on. And she gave me a pamphlet, and I put the pamphlet in a folder with all my other stuff, and I would get it out and I would look at it, and then I would put it away and I'd get it back out, and finally, I was going through such a period of time where I was feeling sick almost every day. I was getting no relief. I was feeling very depressed.
And how many days a week would you be sick with at that point?
Well, that was in June. That was actually, I know the month. It was in June, and I probably had 3 days I felt barely okay in the month.
The whole month?
In the whole month.
I see.
I had traveled for a seminar on solar arrays. I was out of town. I was sick every single day.
You and Mark own an electrical company?
Yes. Yes, and we were together, and we were getting some information on some new technology, and every single day I was taking my medicine, taking over the counter. I couldn't sleep. And it just went on, and that's when I decided to go ahead and make the call and make the appointment.
Yeah. Tell me about your skepticism. That's perfectly understandable because other people feel similarly. So tell me about that part of it, so that maybe somebody else that feels similarly will think, hey.
Well, it just seemed too simple. I had orthodontic work. My teeth looked fine. I really wouldn't have said I'm the person that has TMJ or a jaw problem. I didn't recognize the connection there.
Because your symptoms were not really jaw so much as migraine.
My symptoms were migraine, and I did have neck pain, severe neck pain is what, I mean, it just really was not comfortable for me a lot. And I had contributed that to an earlier car accident. And I just thought, well, maybe I'm just doomed to have that, you know, and that I was just going to have to live with it.
That's what you like.
Yeah, so I just kind of wrote it off and didn't really connect the two. so that's, you know, I thought, well, that's so much money. I mean,
Sure.
we work hard, and
Sure.
I was very concerned about that, and
And I'm glad you brought that up. It is a lot of money.
yeah, and that's just something that I weigh, you know, I really look at things, you know, I try to look at all angles and see what's the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I felt like this was my last try of something, because if it didn't work, I was just going to shut my mouth and quit complaining and take whatever medicine I needed to do the best I could.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you brought up the money. Money-wise, initially, we didn't jump and do all this treatment for you. Would you briefly describe to somebody first step versus each of those steps?
Right. Well, we first decided to go ahead and make the initial payment for like the
No,
complete
initially,
consultation.
you came in for an evaluation to see if I can even help.
Oh, sure, yes, right away.
That didn't cost a lot of money,
No, sure, right away.
a couple $100.
Yeah, we talked to you, and you seemed very positive that you would be able to help me. And, you know, you told me about different things, the reason why you thought that it would be, you know, I would be a good candidate and you would be able to work with me. And then we went the next step. We went ahead.
Did a lot of testing, a whole bunch of testing.
A lot of testing. And a lot of technical data, a lot of information to take in. But I'm kind of an analytical person, I feel
Sure.
like. And so looking at everything that you presented to me, I just felt like, yeah, that makes sense. What you told me made perfect sense.
Were you given some options, or did I just tell you should do this?
Well, no, yeah, you gave me options, and there's certain levels of things that I wouldn't care to live with. Or, you know, I wanted a completed treatment, and so we opted for the middle treatment.
Yeah, that's the second step though, because before you made that big step, we first did it in reversible way. Remember the orthotic part? That would have been from, I think, September through December.
Correct.
Of 2012.
Right, and just placing it at that time and having that short period of time, I could tell a difference. You know.
What could you tell?
Well, I could tell a difference in my neck. That was the biggest difference, was I felt that I'd had so much issue in that area that it was changing. It wasn't completely gone by
Sure.
any means at that point, but I could tell something was changing, and it felt better, and it just felt like I had more room to move my neck around, and, you know, I could tell that it had made a difference.
Yeah, this is the reason why you were originally skeptical, because your problem was neck. I'm talking about, or somebody's talking about dentist. You're thinking, what's it got to do with the neck, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Kinda.
but after you did, you know, present your
No, prior to coming, I'm
yeah,
explaining.
prior to coming,
Sure.
I just didn't connect the two.
Sure.
Yeah, and
No, I'm bringing that point because most people feel that way. You're not alone.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And then tell me, fast forward, then you went to, since you felt better, you have some options, and you had upper braces, even though you had braces before,
Right.
for 3 months.
Correct.
So today, we just got to the second stage where we start to bring up the lower teeth, grow them up, so to speak.
Right.
And how are you at this point in time?
I have improved immensely. My sleep is better. I am not constantly tugging on my neck, trying to stretch out. A lot of the spasming, I can tell, is gone down my middle back. And even I'm certain that this was a huge contributing factor to my low back pain, which would be there. I had had a back surgery, a low back disc surgery for herniation. And
That's how many years ago was that?
that was in 2008.
Okay, that's like 5 years ago almost now.
Right.
Okay.
And so there again, I had something wrong in that area, so I wrote off that pain that I had in that area to just, it's what I'm gonna have to live with.
Because you have damaged back, so to speak.
Right, so I just said, okay, this is what's happened, I'm gonna live with that, I have this pain, I have to stretch in the morning, I can't, but that has improved. I've noticed there was times I could not sleep flat on my back at all. I can now, I've got the option now. Before I was having to have a pillow in between my legs, lay one way, and if that didn't work, I only had the other, and then if my shoulders were tired, I couldn't sleep, I'd just have to get up.
Anything
So,
else?
My headaches have improved. I am taking maybe 1 or 2 over-the-counter pills a month.
Which is what kind?
It's Naproxen.
Okay, Aleve.
Aleve,
Okay.
right. And then I'm taking my Zomig as needed, but I've gone down to 3 pills a month. And
Compared to?
Well, I was anywhere from 6 to 16 a month. I mean, and that was...
Towards the end, by the time I got to see you, what number of pills were you at?
I was in between 10 and 16.
Okay.
And I was taking everything that I was allowed to take. And
I
then
see.
and
Pretty
then
much a maximum
when that
dose.
ran out, I'd have to go and get shots at the hospital or, you know, just take more and more over-the-counter medicine.
Got it. All right. Anything else to add?
I've got energy back too. That's something that I didn't realize how far I was drugged down until now. And even my family has said things to me like, Mom, you're even walking different, you know, that they can tell a difference. So I'm very thankful.
Well,
Yeah.
good. We're thankful that we got to meet you and help you.
Yes.
Thanks.